Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Amy gave her a confused look. Bara stood up and looked around, but there wasn't anyone to see. Except for her and Amy, the stacks were deserted. Was anyone else down here? Bara asked. Maybe they passed you on the stairs or something? No, I think it's just us. Wearing silver and white? Or someone who maybe looked just like me? Amy needed some clarification. You mean besides you? What a strange question. What's going on? Bara sat back down. I had the oddest dream. It seemed so real. Did you dream about him again? Bara smiled guiltily. Yeah, but that wasn't the strange part. It was weird. I was sleeping, and I knew I was sleeping. Someone tapped me on the shoulder. A woman, I think. I remember smelling her perfume. It was very strong. You're sure you didn't smell anything? Amy shook her head. I only caught a glimpse before she disappeared into the stacks. She was all flowing like wispy. She had silver hair. I couldn't find her when I followed, but a book was moved. Then everything just became a nightmare. I was attacked by someone who looked just like me, only she had this really big mouth. I think she meant to eat me. That's freaky, Amy laughed. But you want to talk terrifying? I once had a dream that I married Chestamere and Patsy Pillinger was our daughter. Okay, Bara chuckled. That's worse. But what book was moved? Bara picked up the hideous strength from the floor where it had fallen and waved it in front of Amy. It was the magician's nephew. It was next to this. Amy gave her a look that said, So what? Come on, I'll show you. Bara got up and led her to the L's. She stopped short. One book, no one had to tell her which, hung off the shelf. Amy came up behind. She looked at Bara, who stared agog down the aisle, and then noted the dislodged spine. You moved it yourself. No, I didn't. Amy wasn't convinced. She had no reason to be spooked. She hadn't had the dream. Brushing past Bara, she grabbed the magician's nephew and held it out. See, just a book. Thud. The volume that had rested next to it toppled face down to the floor. What's that? Amy looked down. Another book, so what? It's something more. Bara picked it up and wiped away the dust. There were 5 amber pieces on its leather-bound cover, orange ovals about the size of a sand dollar. They encircled a central golden cross. Technically, amber wasn't a gem, rather petrified tree sap, but the sheen and cut of this amber was every bit as fine as any diamond. Bara ran her hand over the amber once again. Her fingers traced the circle, stopping before completing the full arc. It was truly beautiful, almost perfect, except for what must have been a missing piece of amber, a break in the circle. She held it out for Amy. What do you think? Wow, let me see. Bara handed it over. Amy ran her hands over the cover the same way Bara had done. She gave it one more look and handed it back. She picked up the magician's nephew, returned it to the shelf, and then headed back to the study carrel. With the found book held tightly to her chest, Bara followed. They arrived back at the carrel. Amy grabbed a coffee and croissant. She sat down and began to eat and drink. What's it about? Open it up. Bara ran her hand along the spine of the closed book and then cracked it open. The first page was yellowed with age. There was no writing, just a drawing of the front cover without the missing stone. A perfect circle of 6. What's it called? Amy asked. It doesn't seem to have a title. Bara turned another jaundiced page. She shivered a full-body shiver and then held up the book so Amy could see what was drawn on the second page. A 5-pointed star within a circle.